A plane crashed during takeoff in Nepal's capital Kathmandu. At least 19 people were on board the aircraft. The Saurya Airlines plane was en route from Kathmandu to Pokhara. Police officials say that they've recovered 18 bodies from the flight. The pilot is the only survivor of the tragedy. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris held a presidential rally in the state of Wisconsin. This is her first campaign after having gathered the majority of the support from Democratic Party delegates. Harris told the crowd that the November election is a choice between freedom and chaos. She slammed her Republican presidential rival, Donald Trump, during the rally. Polls say that Kamala Harris has taken a marginal lead over Trump in the U.S. presidential race. She leads Trump 44% to 42% in the latest poll. It was conducted online after President Joe Biden dropped out of the White House race last week. The polls surveyed 1,241 U.S. adults across the country. U.S. President Joe Biden will address the nation from the Oval Office later today. He will speak about his decision to drop out of his 2024 re-election bid. Biden announced that he was quitting on the microblogging platform X. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is in Washington, D.C. After landing in the U.S., he met with the families of the Israeli Americans who were taken hostage by Hamas on October 7th. Netanyahu assured them of an imminent hostage deal. He is set to meet U.S. President Joe Biden on July 25th. U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle has resigned. Her resignation comes days after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. The former U.S. president was shot during a campaign rally. Trump was wounded in the ear, and one rally attendee was killed by the gunman. The incident sparked intense scrutiny on the Secret Service's failure to foil the attack. Student activists in Bangladesh have made allegations about police torture. They accused the police of physical abuse during the violent crackdown on the recent protests. The protests were against government job reservations, and they had swept all of Bangladesh. North Korea has dropped a trash-filled balloon on the compound of South Korea's presidential office. Security officials say that no dangerous materials were found in the balloon. Pyongyang has been sending trash-filled balloons to the south since May. Seoul authorities have warned the public to beware of falling objects. In India, opposition lawmakers staged a protest both inside and outside Parliament, condemning the union budget unveiled by the Narendra Modi government yesterday. The opposition called the budget discriminatory. Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi were also part of the opposition protests. Russia has banned the entry of 13 prominent Japanese business leaders. The list includes the Toyota Motors chairman and the Rakuten Group head, among others. Russia says that the move is in response to Tokyo's sanctions against Moscow. Japan, along with several Western nations, has imposed severe restrictions on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine. Taiwan's military has conducted live-fire drills on the remote island of Penghu. Taiwan's military simulated how they could stop a potential Chinese invasion. The drill was part of the annual Hankwang military exercises. The exercises have been paused indefinitely now due to the incoming typhoon Gemi. Dozens of people have been detained in the Ugandan capital, Kampala, for joining anti-corruption protests. At least 45 people were reportedly detained by the Ugandan officials. Those detained included a prominent TV presenter and 3 young protest leaders. The police had earlier said that they refused to give permission for the protest march. In climate news, the death toll due to severe landslides in southern Ethiopia has risen to 229. The figures are expected to rise as search and rescue efforts continue. Incessant rain caused 2 deadly landslides on July 22nd in Ethiopia's Gofa zone. Typhoon Gemi and the southwest monsoon have lashed the Philippines and the capital Manila with heavy rain. Regular operations have been halted and people have been given a day off because of the tropical storm. Gemi is expected to make landfall on the northeast coast of Manila by this evening. Heavy rain warnings have been issued in the Indian city of Mumbai, and they will last till July 26th. Local authorities have predicted severe downpours along with gusty winds. Mumbai has already been suffering due to waterlogging and this has led to severe traffic jams. The second heat wave of the summer has begun in Spain. According to authorities, the temperatures have exceeded 40 degrees Celsius. Tourists have been grappling with extreme weather conditions. The mercury has been soaring in central and southern and the southeastern parts of the country. Massive wildfires have erupted in the Andalusia region of Spain. At least 5 wildfires were burning in the region. About 170 firefighters have been deployed to contain the blazes. The Canadian city of Alberta has been grappling with swathes of wildfires. Over 25,000 people had to be evacuated from the tourist town of Jasper and the surrounding Rocky Mountains. Currently, there are 170 active wildfires in Alberta alone. According to the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service, July 21st was the hottest day ever recorded. The global average surface temperature was 17.09 degrees Celsius, slightly higher than that of the previous record that was set last July, which was 17.08 degrees Celsius. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has approved a Climate Change Act. The new law will set caps for large gas emitters. It will also require every city and town in South Africa to publish an adaptation plan. The Climate Change Act aims to enable South Africa to achieve its emission reduction commitment. On to business and tech news. Apple is reportedly planning to introduce a foldable version of the iPhone. The company has reached out to suppliers in Asia to make components for the phone. Apple may unveil the product as soon as 2026. The foldable iPhone will compete with Samsung's foldable smartphones, which dominate the segment. Google's parent company Alphabet has reported its second quarter earnings for this year. The firm saw its revenues rise by 14% to over $84.7 billion between April and June this year. The earnings were driven by online advertising and cloud computing businesses. Google reported over $64 billion in income from ads during the quarter. The tech giant earned over $10 billion from its cloud unit. Meanwhile, Alphabet has announced a new investment in its self-driving car unit, Waymo. The tech giant will invest $5 billion in Waymo in the upcoming years. Alphabet says that this will help the firm continue to build its self-driving cars. Waymo operates its robo-taxi services in a few U.S. cities, including San Francisco and Phoenix. Social media giant Meta has released a new version of its artificial intelligence model, Llama 3.1. Meta says that their new AI model outperforms its competitors like OpenAI's GPT 4.0 and Anthropic's Claude 3.5. The new AI model can converse in 8 languages. It can also write higher quality computer code and solve complex math problems. A new round of talks between Samsung workers and the company executives has ended without any outcomes. The workers' union has said that the gap between the two sides is too wide to reach any deal. The South Korean Samsung workers have been on an indefinite strike over pay and benefits. The union has called on the company to make a fresh offer by July 29th. Electric car maker Tesla missed market estimates in its second quarter earnings. The firm's profit stood at $1.48 billion between April and June this year. Tesla's profit margin fell to a 5-year low during the quarter. Recently, the electric vehicle maker has been facing a slowdown in demand. Tesla has reduced the prices of its cars to attract customers. Meanwhile, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has started a poll on his other business's social media platform X. Musk is asking users if Tesla should invest $5 billion in his artificial intelligence startup xAI. Earlier, Musk proposed the investment plan during Tesla's quarterly earnings call. Musk said that XAI can help advance Tesla's self-driving capabilities. Plane maker Boeing has resumed deliveries of its 737 MAX aircraft in China. This comes 2 months after China's aviation regulators imposed restrictions on the firm. The regulators wanted to review the batteries used in the cockpits of Boeing 737 MAX jets. French fashion giant LVMH has reported its second quarter earnings. The firm's sales grew by just 1% to $22.8 billion between April and June this year. Weak demand for luxury goods and low sales in China affected LVMH's income. Meanwhile, American credit card firm Visa has also reported its quarterly earnings. Visa earned over $4.8 billion in profits during the April to June quarter. Its revenue rose to $8.9 billion. However, the firm saw a slight decline in transactions in the US compared to the last quarter. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Sri Lanka have announced their squad for the T20 International Series against India. Charitha Solanka was named captain of the side. The 27-year-old takes over as skipper from all-rounder Wanindu Hasaranga. India and Sri Lanka play a 3-match T20 International Series starting on the 27th of July. Pakistan's cricket board has left it to the International Cricket Council to convince India to travel to the country for the Champions Trophy 2025. According to a source from the PCB, the budget for the Champions Trophy has been approved by the ICC. However, the format of the tournament is yet to be finalized. The Champions Trophy, which is being hosted by Pakistan, could be shifted to a hybrid model if India refused to travel. Over in women's cricket and the Asia Cup, India beat Nepal by a massive margin of 82 runs in the final group stage match. Shefali Verma's 81 of 47 deliveries helped India post 178. In reply, Nepal only managed to score 96. This was Shefali's 10th half-century, which is the most by any women player before turning 21. With the win, India finished top of the Group A and qualified for the semi-finals. In football, Bayern Munich's new coach, Vincent Kompany, hit the turf to train along with the team. It was his first session with the German side. Kompany has signed a deal with Bayern Munich that will last until 2027. He has demanded aggressive and brave play from the Bayern Munich players. European football's governing body, UEFA, has launched an investigation into Spain's Alvaro Morata and Rodri. Morata captains the Spanish men's team and Rodri plays as a midfielder. UEFA is looking into the duo's behavior during the team's Euro 2024 title celebrations on July 15th. Morata and Rodri were spotted singing racist chants at the celebration event. Celtic beat Premier League champions Manchester City 4-3 in a pre-season friendly. Nicholas Kuhn scored a brace and Luis Palma netted the finisher for Celtic. The friendly was an exhibition match ahead of the 2024-25 Premier League season that starts on August 16. Over in chess, world number 2, Hikaru Nakamura and India's Anish Giri will join former world champions Magnus Carlsen, Vishwanathan Anand and other stars in the second season of Global Chess League. The league, which has a team format, features male and female players competing as a group for victory. It has a total of 6 teams and 36 players. The tournament will take place from October 3rd to October 12th, and it will take place in London. New Zealand have filed a complaint with the International Olympics Committee against Canada. The row stems from a drone controversy. A drone flew over New Zealand women's football team during their training session. It was later found that the drone was being operated by Canadian staff. The Canadian Olympics Committee has apologized for the incident. Meanwhile, the torch relay for the Olympic Games went through the Palace of Versailles in France. French equestrian competitor Laura Guillaume lit the torch in front of the palace. A total of 175 participants were a part of the ceremony. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered in Paris's Place des Clés. They protested against Israel's war in Gaza and its participation in the Olympic Games. They called for the Israeli delegation to be expelled. In entertainment news, multiple celebrities are taking part in the ongoing torch relay ritual for the Paris Olympics. Actress Salma Hayek and rapper Snoop Dogg are among the notable figures participating in the event. The Paris Olympic Games begin this Friday. Meanwhile, reports suggest that Celine Dion might be performing at the Paris Olympics opening ceremony. This will be her first performance after stepping away from the stage in 2022. Celine Dion decided to push the brakes after getting diagnosed with a rare autoimmune neurological disorder. Beyoncé has permitted U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris to use her song Freedom for the presidential campaign. The song was played when she attended a campaign staff meeting. Her team reportedly got permission just hours before the meeting. However, Beyoncé has not officially endorsed Kamala Harris. Coldplay's Chris Martin gave a special shout-out to Taylor Swift during a concert in Germany. They performed a song titled Everglow, dedicated to Swift and her fans. Coldplay's concert comes days after Swift's Era Tour shows. Colombian singer Karol G has decided to live stream her Manana Serra Bonito tour stop in Madrid on YouTube. Her tour will come to an end with this concert, which began last year. She took to social media and wrote that it's hard to say goodbye to something that has meant so much to everyone. According to Netflix, Season 4 of Bridgerton is under development. The streaming giant says that the new season will focus on the character Benedict's love story. He will be seen searching for a lady with whom he sees at a party. The makers of Joker Folie à Deux have released its trailer. The video shows Joaquin Phoenix singing while Lady Gaga is seen reveling in chaos. The film is a sequel to the 2019 hit film Joker. It'll release on the 4th of October. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively revealed the name of their fourth child at the premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine. The couple have named their child Olin. Sharon Stone has joined the cast of Nobody 2. Her role has been kept under wraps. She will star in the film along with Bob Odenkirk. The film is the sequel to the 2021 movie. It'll release on the 15th of August. Camila Mendes and Madeline Klein are in talks to join the cast of I Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot. The original film released back in 1997. It was a horror mystery based on the novel of the same name.
Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on